Well, it's been a stressful week for the Green football team, but after school board meetings and a coach's reinstatement, the Trojans must focus on the most important thing, just concentrating on the Golden Eagles of Whitney Point today. There's a look at the sideline. No Tim Paskey in this one, and it's 0-0 heading into the second quarter, but the Green Trojans having none of that. Dan Treadwell, he treads very well, going 31 yards to the house. He puts the Trojans up 6-0. Let's pick it up in the fourth now. 14-0 Green, but Whitney Point storming back. Jake Lynch, the fancy footwork to stay in bounds, good enough to cut the lead to 14-6, but on the ensuing kickoff, guess who it is? It's Dan treading very well once again. He's taken this one all the way back to the house. 70 yards with some fancy moves as well. 22-6. Trojans up at that point, and that's how they hold on to win this one. A big victory after a tough week.
It's a big week. Always losing your head coach is like something in the beginning of the week. It's going to be tough, and we really came through and pushed for them.
It was a tough week emotionally for the kids, but they really worked hard all week long. They dedicated themselves to try to conduct themselves the way Coach Paskey would want and the community would want, and I thought they did a great job. And at this point, we need to hopefully get everything back to where it should be, back to normal.
It's a safe bet. Monday's practice, we'll see a lot of smiles as head coach Tim Paskey's back on the sidelines. You can see more from Green in 4th and Goals game of the week tomorrow night. ME still with Susquehanna Valley to go before the blockbuster matchup next weekend. First drive a little sloppy with some penalties and some sloppy camera work, but Luis Yaceta makes everything look pretty. Takes it all the way to the house. The Spartans take the early 7-0 lead on the Sabres. Let's go to the second drive. It's a different runner this time, but it's the same result. This time Justin Jacoby squirts through the line, and he's off to the races. Jacoby scores as well. 14-0 Spartans in the lead. Now let's go to the third drive. Jacoby again on another monster run for a monster day for the ME backfield. They win big over Susquehanna Valley, getting into a monster game next week with undefeated UE. Forks, with a win today, secures the Class C Division 5 title. They'd have to get through Newark Valley first, though, leading the Blue Devils 3-0, but make that 6-3. Isaiah Zimmer finds the end zone, 1 of 2 on the day for Zimmer. Ensuing kickoff, Forks with the squib kick, and this one's a pretty good one. Newark Valley has trouble with it, and the Blue Devils recover. Next drive, Ryan Bronson on the sweep. He's able to get into the end zone as well. 12-3, Forks in the lead, and they were not done. Forks this time going through the air, not something you see very often. J.C. Sweeney to Andrew Zagenfuss. Forks wins big, 45-3, and takes that Division 5 title. To Alumni Stadium we go. J.C. Band getting things going for us. Let's go to the second quarter. Oneonta kicking off. Wildcats showing off a little trickeration. Nikeem Social starts with it, hands it to Anthony Johns on the reverse, and he's pretty quick. He's blowing through the Yellow Jackets, and he's off to the races. It was a common theme today. That's a Play of the Week nominee as he scores to put the Wildcats up 32-8. Later in the second, it's Johns again. This time the more conventional handoff, but it's still a touchdown. 48 Wildcats lead going into the break. JC's Johns adding another in the third. He had a huge day. Wildcats win in a shootout, 52-21.